We are live. We are certainly direct. She leads, she sells with Carol Hodges, who helps women to ignite the fire through their midlife souls, to pivot, navigate, and step into that next transition with full fulfillment, with full alignment, and with full joy. She is the architect of the Menopause Millionaire because it's a time of change for body, mind, relationships, and money. And she is the guide for women who want to live fully and treasure their individuality. The author of the Menopause Millionaire, The Keys to Prosperity and Meaning in the Second Half of Your Life. Welcome. She leads, she sells to Carol Hodges.
Why, thank you, Jay.
Amazing.
I feel good just listening to your introduction. Thank you so much.
No, all good. Well deserved. Well deserved. A life well lived, I would say. Tell me, I know we spoke a little bit off air. Who's ideal for you? Like women over 50, are they doing six figures coaching? They're looking to pivot, grow, more visible, offline to online. What's the vibe?
Is they tend to be accomplished women. In other words,
Okay.
women who've experienced a lot of life, and they may have grown in one area or another. Some are in the corporate world, and they may be leaders there. I have another client who is a top salesperson. What they have in common is that many of them have studied other coaching systems or they wish to be coaches themselves. And the reason I love them is because I always believe that what I'm doing is bringing out the wisdom they have inside. In other words, it's there, but they may not have fully expressed their own wisdom. So this is a matter of edifying what is true for them.
Now that makes complete sense. And let's lean into the outcome of what you offer so we get into the specifics. Do they pivot into their next career? What generally do your people, what's the outcome of what they receive working with you?
And that's a good question. What I find that they receive, first of all, is a clarity and confidence that they may not have recognized before. Because my belief is each one of us, we are the only people looking out of our eyes. We're the only ones seeing the world through our eyes. And therefore, you get to a point where it's not a matter of blending in or doing things because other people say that's the right thing to do. It's a matter of really owning your own wisdom, being able to look back, own your own wisdom, and feel very confident as you step into the unknown. Because the last part of life, believe me, that is full of more unknowns and first times. I love the T-shirt I have seen that says, "I don't know how to act my age. I've never been this age before."
Wow.
And I certainly relate to that, so that I find as my clients who are in the second half, as they begin to experience changes in their relationships with children grown and maybe new grandchildren on the way, and their health, because you have little surprises as you age. You know, one thing that just doesn't work as well as it used to. And it takes adaptation. So going through that, and yet, no matter what happens, understanding and deeply accepting a purpose that you have for being here and living it fully. It's hard to describe, but there's an inner shift where people can step into and just feel good about being themselves.
Amazing. I really get a relaxed feeling, like being in your presence. I can sense a very equanimous energy, just a neutrality and a certain zen. Do you meditate or?
I meditate, and I call it living meditation
Amazing.
because it's a recognition that we've all had that little voice in our head, but somehow you can connect that voice to a higher power. And as a coach, sometimes it's one of the reasons I love to be a coach. Sometimes an answer comes in, and I swear it did not come from me. It came from a higher power who was sending a message to the person I'm working with.
Thanks for sharing. Visibility. And I guess this is something that you and your women speak about who are over 50. It's, Carol, I'm afraid of getting visible. Carol, what are they going to think? Carol, the referrals have dried up. What do you do to get visible in your business?
What I do is recognize what has been some of my gifts. And I started out life as an English and philosophy major. Then I went into many other things. I've been in technology, I've run family businesses, so I had a variety of other things that I was experiencing. As I've gotten into the second half of life, everything that I truly did, writing, that's coming natural for me. And for years, I was in musical theater. And at the time, I didn't understand why, because I was terrified. If you've ever done something you're absolutely terrified of, well, that was me auditioning for musical theater. And for some reason, I kept on going when no one around me really cared whether I made it or not. It was simply me. I look back now and say, "Uh, I have been put in experiences and had the experiences that are supposed to all come together now." And I will say, because I say this in my book, but there was a time, no, I dropped out of musical theater because my whole life changed. In a single year, my life changed and I had to just focus on new career, new jobs. So I dropped all of that. And that was quite a number of years ago, decades ago. But I recognize now it was there for a purpose. And I find that, yes, a client who comes to me and is afraid of going forward, that's called a paradigm. And I
Oh,
help them just recognize it and move through it because it's the only thing that will separate you from what you really want in life is those inner fears, those paradigms. And you're not meant to be stopped. When you recognize you are the authority for yourself, and that's not to deny a higher authority, but we all work with that. But you have the human authority for yourself. It gives you a kind of confidence that you're not asking those same questions. You're knowing inside that you have a purpose here.
I think that's well said. Tapping into the purpose means you have the energy, means you have the vigor, um, means, and I think Tony Robbins talks about that. There's push energy and there's pull. And when you're pulled towards something, it's something that is special and, something that you wake up with joy and energy with. So, thanks for clarifying that. Sales, look, this is She Leads, She Sells. Tell me, how do you sell? And yeah, what's your process? For me, sales is spiritual, sales is serving. But yeah, what does sales look like for you? What does it mean to you?
To me, it means being out, being visible in the ways that are your strengths.
Ooh,
I'm
clever.
in the process of writing another book, but I am putting things out and finding new avenues for them. I just discovered LinkedIn newsletter, and I just started one 2 weeks ago because I recognized that, oh, LinkedIn will put that in people's mailboxes for you. And that was new to me. So I'm always looking for new ways to get out and do the things that I do best. And for me, that's speaking, just like we are today. That is writing, getting more things out where people can see and, as I say, feel the energy. I find that for me, it's being in the room with someone because we feel each other's energy. It's part of what we
Ooh,
do as human beings.
yeah, yeah. Energy, I think, is an important element. Not sure if I've got my book here. But I think in terms of the element of energy, it's important to really focus on energy. And for me, I love the energy of being able to detach and let of the outcome. Let them ghost. It's not about me. Let them say no. Might not have been the right client. And so that ability to just have the energy of, like I said, your energy is very equanimous. It's grounded energy. And I think that's sort of energy where results happen.
And I agree. There is an energy, and one of the things that that makes it attractive is I believe that there's just the right client for me. I'm not in competition with anybody. We need every coach who is out there to express themselves fully and attract the right people for them.
Oh, Carol, this is why you get paid the big bucks. These gems. Yeah, I think that's a powerful one. Um, 2026, what's the big goal for yourself?
The big goal for me this year is to get on more stages,
Mm-hmm.
larger and larger stages.
Amazing.
To I would love to complete my book this year or at least get it underway.
Let's go.
And that's it. So and whether that happens this year or next year, what I find is the perfect opportunities show up and I just have to say yes and move forward with them. So I am speaking more like today, speaking with you. And
100%.
I love that. I love that because my goal is to reach more people. And
Beautiful.
can I tell you one way that I do that? Because I
Yes,
not
yes,
this is my
please.
best
Yes,
case.
please.
Best step.
Yeah. Do we have to pay you
I
for this?
began to out of in well, just out of an inspiration that came to me because I love having inspiration in the morning. Just something that lights me up when I wake up. And I started a very fun thing called Soul Shine. And it's a daily inspiration that comes out. People say I should be advertising and things on it. I don't. I just send it out as an inspiration from the infinite because I believe that's where our inspiration comes. It comes from the infinite.
Mm,
So at soulshine.center, people can sign up if they want. That is my commitment to just sending an inspiration out every morning.
beautiful. Like, there's some people that hop on, and I can tell they're world-class coaches. You're one of them. Just the peaceful essence and the aura. I've enjoyed connecting. What book are you reading? Like, I was digging into Let Them. I was digging into that. Yeah, let me know what you're digging into yourself.
An interesting new book by Michael Silvers. It's called The Surrender Experience.
Oh, yes. Michael Singer, yes.
It is about his background, which I did not know. He's written many other books, but the surrender experience is his experiences as a young man where he learned to meditate in a way that took him to a different understanding of life. And I'm reading it with a friend, and every day we just read one chapter and we stop ourselves and we can't wait to get back to the next day because it is a fascinating book. And I don't know where he's going with it, but when he was a young man, he dropped out of life after getting a doctorate in, I believe it was engineering, and he became a spiritual writer. It's fascinating to see what changed someone's life and how that impacted where he is now because he has some background in there. So he's about my age. He's not a young man anymore,
So
but
about 35,
hearing where
35? Is that about
pardon?
35? 35 years old? 35 years old?
I'll multiply that by at least 3, yes.
No, that book's a good one. I've not read it, but I've heard about it and I know the essence of the book. So yeah, 100%. Finally, let me know, how would you like to be remembered, Carol?
That is a wonderful question. I'd like to be remembered as a person who has changed lives for the better, that people meet me and they discover the beauty of who they are.
Amazing. I think the world is crying out for wise, benevolent souls like yourself to help people step into that purpose. We don't need this chat GPTs and all of these things. Like, the real compass is here inside our hearts, and it's
Yes,
tapping
it
into
is.
soul, tapping into soul. Let them know, how can they get in contact with you, and who are you looking to serve specifically?
Well, I'll give you 2 ways to get into contact with me.
Yep.
My website is lifechangenavigator.com.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the reason for the boats behind me. This is one I
Amazing.
learned to sail on. So, Life Change Navigator. And of course, if you'd like daily inspiration, soulshine.center. Just an easy way to get a little daily inspiration.
Fantastic. Thank you for serving. Thank you for hopping on today, Carol. I appreciate you.
Oh,
There we have it.
and I'm honored. Okay.
Yeah. We're signing out from the Menopause Millionaire, Carol Hodges. She leads, she sells. God bless you, Carol. God bless the United States of America.
Thank you.
That's it.